Sheriff Ken Mascara, who led the investigation into the officers' actions, was quick to react to the grand jury decision. He thanked the men and women of the jury for their service and said, quote, "Their decision is the final word and we must accept it." He went on to say, "Any loss of life is a tragedy and our thoughts continue to be with all involved."
Local pastors this evening are urging the community to remain peaceful in the wake of the grand jury's decision. Megan McRoberts was at a news conference where one local lawmaker also detailed his plans to try to change the way grand jury proceedings are handled. She's in Fort Pierce to explain.
Michael, this decision wasn't only hard for Seymour's family, but many people in the community who thought an indictment of these officers might bring his loved ones a sense of justice. Just yesterday, he would have turned 22 years old. It was his birthday. But today, local pastors and State Representative Larry Lee detailed their plans to make sure something changes as a result of this grand jury decision.
The life of this young man that was taken so unexpectedly and senselessly.
A community feeling blindsided.
I feel disappointed, I feel heartbroken, I feel justice has not been served.
But about a dozen local pastors coming together to urge them not to feel defeated. A grand jury decided not to indict the officers that shot and killed DeMarcus Seymour. Pastors with the Lincoln Park Council of Ministers today demanding full disclosure of all the investigative details.
No one has ever loved and raised a child who expects anything less than full information.
Part of the frustration comes from the way grand juries are handled in the state. Closed doors with only the state presenting evidence.
I believe that if the system was different than it is now, you wouldn't have such an uproar in communities when verdicts like this are made public.
State Representative Larry Lee telling the community today he plans to write a bill aiming to change that.
Right now, you could only stay outside. You don't know what was presented and what was not presented.
Pastors also calling for changes from the police department. That includes adding dash cameras to all police cruisers, recruiting more minorities, and creating a civilian review board for complaints against police. As pastors promise to work with the community to achieve these goals, they're asking them to remain peaceful. And the pastors today say that they are still supporting the Department of Justice, continuing to look into how local law enforcement agencies are operating, also conducting their own investigation into any civil wrongdoings. We have heard some rumblings in the community that there could be some planned protests tonight, but officers are being told to just be aware, be careful of their surroundings, of course, if there is any violent backlash, and there is a plan in place should anything become violent. Reporting live in Fort Pierce, I'm Megan McRoberts, WPTV News Channel 5.